It's Peaches here, and this is Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. A lot of puh sounds with that title. A replay of today's full show, which you can hear weekday afternoons live on K-Bear 101. I hope you like what I have to say, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, not sorry. Enjoy. Well, it is Monday, October 21st, 2024. What an eventful weekend. I spent my time over in Boise at the Wage War Era Throne Fame on Fire show with a few of our listeners that won tickets and meet and greets with Fame on Fire. Prior to that, I woke myself up at around 6 a.m. Saturday morning to meet Fame on Fire here at our studio. They were so kind enough to go out of their way traveling from Salt Lake City, where they had a show the night before, to Boise to stop by the studio, and they chatted with me briefly. They left here around 7:30 a.m., and then I met them later that day at 4:45 p.m. with the listeners to then talk with them and do this hangout outside the Revolution Concert House. Couldn't thank Fame on Fire enough for doing everything they did with us. I had that interview air with them Saturday at noon, and at some point I'll get that interview up on demand on our Artist Interrogations podcast. You can find, by the way, all of our podcasts on demand wherever you get your podcasts. If you like listening to Victor in the morning or me in the afternoon or Traffic School powered by The Advocates, you can find all of our podcasts on demand or at riverbendmediagroup.com. Feel free to get a hold of me at 208-535-1015. We also launched this giveaway with Brent Gordon Law. Shout out to them as well for helping us out with this Make the Switch giveaway we're doing. We're giving away a Nintendo Switch bundle to sort of make the fall back, the daylight saving time ending thing go that's happening on Sunday, November 3rd at 2 in the morning. We're hoping to make that easier by giving away a Nintendo Switch bundle to one lucky listener. So if you want to win that, sign up on the K-Bear 101 and Alt 101 apps. We've also teamed up with No Limit Guitar Company to give away that awesome bundle. You can find all the info on that because I'm not going to sit here and list guitar gear or list gear overall. You can find that on the apps as well. Just look for the No Limit Guitar Company forum. You can also find the post where I listed everything on our social media pages at KBear 101 FM. So much I want to talk about this afternoon, so I'll get to that here in just a few on Peaches Pit Party. Peaches Pit Party on KBear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I got an Airbnb for the weekend in Boise. It was about $20 cheaper than getting a hotel room. Wasn't too bad. I mean, I think the thing is that the thing that blows me away about Airbnb is that the one that I got was $50 per night. I'm like, that's not bad at all. That's real cheap. I can just get a nice apartment for $50. I'm in. I go to check out. Says your total's $140 because there's a $62 cleaning fee, and then there's the taxes and all of that. I'm like, a $62 cleaning fee? I don't plan on making a mess out of this place, but I'm sure those who rent out Airbnbs, those who rent out their spaces, I'm sure they have to deal with people who just come in and make a big mess out of the place and just leave. So they need that money for cleaning supplies to keep it nice and tidy and everything. I'm the guy that will never, ever make a mess out of anything. I don't like touching other people's stuff. I just was going to use the bed for the night, and that's about it, which is what I did. And so I showed up there. It's an older apartment building. I uploaded a YouTube short of my experience with this Airbnb at KBear 101 RMG. If you want to see the struggles I have with older buildings. For those who don't know, I am 6'9". There are people that come up and go like, "Oh, why are you so tall?" Sometimes at my live remotes, and I have to tell them like, "Yeah, used to play basketball. Now I'm on the radio." Shows you how good I was at basketball. But anyway, the apartment itself, very nice. It was great place to spend the night for just going to a concert and then leaving the next morning. I go into the bedroom, and the door frame for the bathroom was incredibly short. It was barely over 6 feet, so I had to duck, almost like not crawl, I shouldn't exaggerate like that, but I had to duck significantly in order to get into the restroom. The restroom itself was incredibly tall on the inside. Even the shower head was above my head, but for some reason the door frame was just incredibly short. You can see my experience with not only that, but also on our YouTube channel at KBear 101 RMG. You can see where the toilet was and how awkward it was to sit on this toilet. I don't know how anybody would be able to sit on this toilet properly. I had to sit at an angle, which was very weird. I don't want to go into the details of that, but it was extremely weird just to have that. Overall, the apartment was great, but there was another thing too. On the nightstands on either side of the bed were 2 jars of earplugs. And I'm like, I did mention I was going to a concert. Maybe they were nice enough to just drop these off for me, but they're 2 separate jars, 2 different brands of earplugs on either side of the bed. I'm like, there's no way they thought of this because I'm going to a concert. They're not going to be that nice to me. And that's when I realized, I'm literally right next to Boise State's football stadium, which when those games go on, those can get incredibly loud. And I don't know how late their games go into the night, but I'm assuming also there's a lot of traffic involved. There's a lot of people leaving with loud music. Maybe Saturday nights aren't the best living right by Boise State's football stadium. The parking situation was already bad enough when I showed up because there was limited parking for that building. I could only imagine if I had to deal with Boise State football traffic, how aggravating that would have been. But luckily enough, there was no game. They played on Friday, and their next game wasn't until Saturday, next Saturday, October 25th, I believe, against UNLV. So I was very lucky in that sense. But overall, the concert was fantastic. I already talked about the experience with Fame on Fire. Wage War was awesome on stage. Era puts on a significant light show that almost blinds you, but they're always awesome. They opened up for Bad Omens last year, and I thought they were great back then too. Throne, the crowd, I don't think was all that into it. Like, they were watching, but they weren't moving like they should for Throne. If you've never heard of Throne, they're hard and heavy, straight to the point. All their songs are about 2 minutes long. We play them occasionally here on K-Bear, and they're just right to the point. There's no ballads, no nothing, just screaming and heaviness and fun and all that, but the crowd was just standing there for the most part. And then Fame on Fire obviously killed it. They were awesome too. So that was my experience in Boise. Like I said, if you want to see my experience with the Airbnb bathroom situation, you can find it on our YouTube channel at KBear 101 RMG. KBear 101, Idaho's only rock station. This could be a great question to Peach Their Own. What has gradually vanished from society over the past 20 years without many people really noticing it? Some of the answers on Reddit: McDonald's play places. Some guy said, I swear, they used to be everywhere. You only see them occasionally. I would think they're more so a health hazard now. I would think, right? I've said the story on the air plenty of times about the time that me and my sister went to Chuck E. Cheese as kids, and we were in the ball pit. And some other kid who was in there, he was like below, he was hiding himself like almost under the, I shouldn't say under the balls, but his face was underneath, and he was just like swimming around like a snake underneath. And then he pops up and goes, hey guys, look what I found. Pulls out this black canister, and then you open it up and there's a full-on knife inside that canister. I then took it, showed it to my parents. My parents showed it to the Chuck E. Cheese staff. They shut down the ball pit, and then like a month or two later, that entire ball pit was just gone. It became like a foam type of cage area that you would go through to get to the slides, that sort of thing. That might have been happening all across. Maybe like kids were getting pink eye in the ball pit, and they're like, yeah, let's shut down the play places at these restaurants. The cents symbol, not the CENTS symbol, the cent symbol, that's mysteriously vanished over the past 20 years. Not many people use cents. You know, most things cost a whole lot of dollars now. Telephone booths. Yeah, there's no need to use a telephone booth anymore. Everyone's got a cell phone. Handwriting, that's vanished from society over the past 20 years without many people noticing. Yeah, when it comes to like in-depth notes, I like to type mine out because I'm not wanting to write it all out. I'm just wanting to type it, make it neat, legible for the other person, even though I have neat handwriting. I can see why writing has disappeared, just because people type emails now. There's no really sense in sending out long handwritten letters. This isn't the 1920s. Manual windows. Again, we have electronic windows now. We're just fine without those. Yellow pages. Don't need really phone books anymore. You can just Google a business and find their phone number online. Maybe I could ask this question for Peach Their Own, but then I think I'm going to get a lot of answers like I'm seeing here on the bottom. Kindness, empathy, civility, things like that. I want more so like actual answers. I mean, there's still kindness out there, trust me. The news may make it seem like there's no kindness or empathy out there at all. Trust me, there's a lot of kind people that will do a lot of things for you. This right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. About 2 months ago, San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Ricky Pearsall was shot in the chest during an attempted robbery. Since then, he's recovered, was activated to the team roster for the 49ers game against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. Not too shabby for a guy who narrowly escaped death. Football stadiums in Ohio, this is more pro football news here. Football stadiums in Ohio might be heading for some changes. Community leaders in Cincinnati are considering making big changes to Paycor Stadium, home of the Bengals. It's currently an outdoor football stadium, and local officials are running the numbers to see if they want to build a dome on top. The Cleveland Browns might also be making a change. The team is leaning toward leaving their current stadium and building a new domed stadium in another part of the town. If all of this happens, the NFL will lose 2 open-air stadiums and gain 2 more domes. I do think the dome is a great idea. The weather should not impact a football game, especially at the professional level. Just keep it domed. No need for a closed game. Keep the dome. That's my overall point. FanDuel and DraftKings are among the sports books that will not offer underbets on NBA players who are on two-way or 10-day contracts. The move was made to push back against attempts at players manipulating their stats and was set in motion by the actions of former Toronto Raptors forward Jontay Porter, who was banned from the league for his role in a gambling scheme centered on prop bets on his statistics. You know when you're in trouble when they make a whole policy dedicated to you and name you as the reason why this policy was created. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. K-Bear 101, it's Peach's Pit Party. The National Park Service took to Facebook to warn the public about the white baneberry. These scary-looking fruits of this plant resemble white eyeballs and are very poisonous to humans. The plant's most striking feature is its fruit, a 1 centimeter diameter white berry whose size, shape, and black stigma scar give the species the name the doll's eye. The post reads, birds are unaffected by the plant's toxins, but humans can experience nausea, vomiting, even death. If you ever see a berry out in the wild, if I ever see a berry out in the wild, I make sure to never touch it unless some actual high-up expert says, this is safe to eat. I'll show you. Takes a bite of it himself. I'm like, okay. Oh, no, I'll wait a second to see if anything bad happens to him and then go, oh, okay, maybe then I'll have it. The white baneberry plant could also be harmful to pets if ingested. However, commenters don't seem to find the baneberry very appetizing. Says, well, I have to say that if there was ever a plant I would not even touch, never mind eat, this would be it. Anything that looks like an eyeball, gross. I don't even go for the gummy eyeballs around this time of the year when people put those out. Just the visual appeal of me eating an eyeball is just not appetizing at all. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. This is a great question that I'm thoroughly enjoying reading the answers of on Ask Reddit. What should realistically be prohibited by law? The number one answer with like over 2,000 upvotes, fake job postings. I don't know if you've ever even heard of this tactic, but there are some employers out there posting the jobs online of positions that have been filled and there's no need for them to be refilled. They're just posting these fake job postings. So if the employee who has that job sees that online, they'll do a better job thinking that for some reason the company is trying to find someone who can do the job better. It's sort of a scare tactic for the employer just to try to make the employee obey and do the best job they can do. It's quite stupid. Companies buying out music festival tickets to sell at a higher price. It's already illegal for sports events, so why not for music events? Another great answer there. Let me keep scrolling down. People are just going on and off. Oh, buying politicians. Another great one. Another great thing. Politicians trading stocks for corporations to own single-family homes with limited expectations. So many different answers. I might need to ask this one today to Peach their own. What should realistically be prohibited by law? K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I could not believe I almost forgot what national holiday we're celebrating today. It didn't get mentioned in the radio prep either. I just saw this. National Throw Short People Day. It popped up on my Facebook. October 21st. You can throw anyone under 5'4" with no permission needed. I posted it in the K-Bear group, and the first comment I see, I like to see someone try. After going to the Wage War show and seeing how many small people were getting tossed around easily in there, it would be so easy to throw somebody. So I pushed my way to the front for Wage War. I was like, you know what? I want to be nice and close for this band. I sat in the back because it was a little hot at the Revolution Concert House. So I sat in the back for Throne and Era. I'm like, you know what? I can't be in the back for Wage War. I need to go to the front. And I just immediately as soon as people were leaving or going to the merch tables and such, I snuck my way to the front and waited there till the show started. Shouldn't say snuck. I just walked my way to the front. But I somehow managed to be in the area where the pit was, and people kept just elbowing me in the lower back. I got frustrated, so then I turned around and started just pushing people because I was like, you know what? I can't focus on the show. Let me just push people in the pit. Didn't realize that, one person I pushed a little too hard, I guess, and they went flying, and it was almost like a human bowling trick where they landed into other people. They all fell over, and somebody thought I was like angrily pushing people. No, I'm just pushing and joining the fun, and I hear someone yelling, hey, 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 in the background, thinking that I was like intentionally ruining the pit. No, I didn't mean to. So it's funny watching these short people say, I like to see someone try to throw me. It would be so easy. National Throw Short People Day. Obviously, I'm not endorsing you to throw a short person. It's just a joke. All right? Be nice to everybody. That'd be awful to actually try to pick up and throw somebody. National Throw Short People Day, October 21st. You can throw anyone under 5'4" with no permission needed. Please don't. All right? Lieutenant Crane, I think, is around like 5'5", 5'6". Technically, he's short to me. That guy could throw me. All right, that guy is pretty strong. I would not want to throw that guy. K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I was taking a look at the Octane Fan Club Facebook group because Victor, during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, powered by Jalisco's, was like, you know, my Facebook feed is being filled up by these people that are just saying, band I dislike, band I think is overrated, band I think is underrated. They're going on this whole list of things, and everyone is sharing it in the group, and it's filling up my Facebook feed. So I took a look at their group. And yeah, there's a lot of people in there with their with their just opinions about all these bands. Their fan base seems horrible. Like, we have some people who are loud and proud about their opinion here in the K-Bear group, but it's not nearly as bad as some of these people. And these people are terrible even to the DJs. They're like, more Katie, less Erica, more Jose, less Jesse. I could not imagine saying that about somebody. Like, it's so stupid. This one particular post is this guy's getting laughed at because he said, band I dislike Tool, band I think is overrated Korn, band I think is underrated From Ashes to New, and band I love is Skillet. I think he's joking because he's trying to intentionally go towards the more so memed about bands. Great band to see live, Nickelback. I do agree with what somebody said in the comments. The fact that you like Skillet but hate Tool and Korn makes yours invalid. Again, going back to these people that are just downright mean to one another. You got to be kind online, that's for sure. K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. It is funny watching people just complain on Facebook consistently. That's all they do, just complain, especially on the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group. I've seen people share photos of other cars doing something illegal while they're driving, so technically you're handling your phone while driving, which is not something you should do. I think that's illegal. But I was at Walmart not that long ago, and I saw this older lady, typical stereotype older lady that can not really walk. She's older. Makes sense, right? She grabs the cart, leans on it, then goes to the middle of those security sensors, to the middle of the security sensors at the entrance door, stops right in the middle of those two with her cart sideways so she's blocking the whole thing, and then pulls her phone out and proceeds to start looking at a grocery list. It's like, what are you doing? Now, I could have easily taken out my phone, taken a picture of her, and then posted on Life in Idaho Falls, just like everybody else, and then type in, this old lady is the perfect reason as to why I prefer getting my Walmart items with the, what's the online pickup thing they do now? Hashtag do better, East Idaho. I don't do that. I went right around her, said, excuse me. That was about it. It's so funny watching people just post pictures of other people and then blasting them on Facebook. A Polish funeral home issued an apology Saturday after a corpse fell out of a hearse. Yeah, the deceased ended up in traffic on Friday in the city of Stalowa Wola. Is that even a real name? Stalowa Wola? That's a great city name. The horrific event resulted in a driver believing he had accidentally run a person over. Haiti's funeral service took responsibility for the incident, citing a technical failure during the transport of the body of the deceased. An unfortunate event occurred, which does not reflect the high standards of our company. Our deep empathy towards the family of the deceased and the respect we always show. I'm just laughing at the story because it's like, can you imagine, like, your grandpa passed, he's in the back of the hearse, he falls out, some other driver runs him over. How awful. K-Bear 101, I'm always scrolling Ask Reddit trying to find a question to teach their own. And, well, I saw this one and I'm like, you know what? I have an answer for this, a significant answer to this. After many years, what commercial still lives rent-free in your head? In Southern California, I don't know if there's any radio stations out here that play this commercial. But back when I was listening to radio in California, where I lived for when I was born and raised there for 24 years, of course I'm going to talk about it. Some people in the K-Bear group are like, Peaches is always talking about California. I was 24 years old when I left there. I'm now 28. All right, I was born and raised there. Get over it. I'll say stories from there. And the one radio commercial I would always hear is 1-877 Cars for Kids. That was the phone number that I would always repeat. And it would get stuck in your head all day. They knew what they were doing, making that creative jingle of just simply singing their phone number. It would get stuck in your head and you would remember it, right? That's the power of advertising. So after many years, what commercial still lives rent-free in your head? Let me know at 208-535-1015. After many years, what commercial still lives rent-free in your head? 208-535-1015. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Not bad. How about you?
Doing fantastic. What commercial still lives rent-free in your head?
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Million toys at Toys R Us I can play with.
Rest in peace to Jeffrey the Giraffe, unfortunately.
Right.
Now gone.
Right.
Well, isn't Toys R Us supposedly making a comeback?
Supposedly.
Let me see. Comeback. Toys R Us. They plan to open 24 stores in 2024. That was reported in October of 2023. I don't think those 24 stores exist because I would have at least heard about them, right?
Right.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, I'm hoping at some point they do make a comeback.
Yeah, we got a lot of our Legos there.
And the Legos are wildly expensive.
I know, right? And, they weren't bad there at Toys R Us.
Oh, your phone kind of cut out there, but I understand what you were talking about. Yeah, the Lego stores, they're hard to find, especially there's only one I know of that's in like downtown Disneyland in California.
Right.
And Target and Walmart, they sell Legos, but yeah, like I said, they're expensive. And then I think they lock up the sets too now because people are stealing those things.
Sometimes they're not the best. You can't find what you're looking for.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Well, awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate the answer.
Yep.
You have a good one. 208-535-1015. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Not too bad.
James,
Still haven't heard any Electric Six yet.
Oh, my bad. Every single time you call me, just keep mentioning that. That'd be funny. After many years, what commercial still lives rent-free in your head, James?
Any of the J.G. Wentworth commercials.
877 cash now. Easy number to remember.
Well, that and growing up in Boise, there was always this Combs Car Corral. They always did like a parody of "We Will Rock You," except it was "We Will Finance You," and it just always sticks in your head.
Yeah, like that 877 Cars for Kids, or 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Yeah.
There's some stuff. Or what was that? Education Connection? That jingle?
Or even the old Scruff McGruff commercials, like Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652.
Yeah. Somebody in our on our Facebook page put the 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and the rest of the McDonald's products there. That's pretty great. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
It's going, man. How about for you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm glad I spent the weekend in Boise. How about you? How was your weekend?
It was very long. I spent my days off at work.
Oh. Well, you're here for the Peach the Roan, aren't you?
Indeed.
After many years, what commercial still lives rent-free in your head?
It's either the Orbitz gum one, the Dirty Mouth one, or the old Slim Jim commercials.
Oh, yeah, that's iconic. Both of those are iconic. The one that
All the unhinged ones.
The one that was actually funny to me was the Capri Sun Respect the Pouch. That one and the V8 one, when people just smack the other in the head and say could have had a V8.
Yes. Or the Skittles one when they went on that unhinged thing for a minute.
Oh, yeah. The Old Spice did that unhinged thing for a while there, too, and their commercials are just a little dumb.
That's just kind of their thing, but, like, I feel like they got different writers for their marketing team because they definitely went downhill.
True, definitely.
Definitely Slim Jim, dude.
Slim Jim. Yeah, that's right. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, man. Well, thank you for that answer. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
K-Bear, how's it going?
How you doing, Peaches?
Doing great. After many years, what commercial still lives rent-free in your head? Do you have an answer for that?
Yes, sir. It's an old Budweiser commercial with the four friends that called each other like, "What's that?"
Yeah. What was it? Scary Movie that parodied that?
Yes, sir.
That's the one. Okay, because I have that in the K-Bear imaging, and I was wondering what that origin was for that. Now I understand. K-Bear, what's happening?
How's it going?
After many years, what commercial has lived rent-free in your head?
The freaking berries and cream commercial.
Which one is
I
it?
believe I want to say it was the Lifesavers one.
Lifesavers, Fairies, and Cream?
Yeah, with the dude dressed like Shakespeare.
Let me see if I can pull this up here.
I believe it was the Lifesavers commercial.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. I put Lifesavers, Fairies and Cream, and it said Cream Savers, Strawberries and Cream, and it's taking me to those mint commercials. Wait, there's a Starburst commercial, Berries and Cream. That's it.
That's what it was. Yeah, that one will forever live rent free in my head with that creepy dude.
Let me see if I can play it here.
You tried these new berries and cream Starburst? Pardon me. What kind of Starburst did you just say? Berries. Berries? Berries and what else? And cream.
Yep.
It makes he just starts crying. What? He's all shocked. That's kind of creepy. I don't know why they did. Why is it like the candy commercials are the weirdest? I mean, the Skittles commercials, those were brought up for this segment. There was also the one that I mentioned to my friends off the air about the Fruit by the Foot commercial, where he's like, "I replaced your hands with Fruit by the Foot. I replaced your DNA with Fruit by the Foot."
Yeah, those ones were weird as
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.